Hello everybody, hi, it's your girl PC. I'm here again today for us to talk about something interesting. Thank you so much everyone that's liked my previous videos, that subscribed, that sent in your feedback. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much. We have 20 subscribers and we have over 100 and something views. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your feedback, and I thank you all for liking, for commenting, and also for subscribing. If you wish, you can go ahead. Please go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and share if you're new on this channel. On this channel, we talk about everything Christ-like. We talk about everything marriage, everything relationship. We talk about our families. We talk about health. We talk about careers, how to choose your career, and how to have a beautiful career, mostly in the health field, especially nursing. Once in a while, I'll tell you my nursing journey and how to go about my growth as a nurse. So today we have a very interesting topic. Yes, the topic is very interesting. So I want you to sit back, relax, enjoy it. So what is our topic today? What are we going to be talking about today? Today we're going to be talking about crybaby husbands or crybaby partners. Crybaby husbands and crybaby partners. Yes, before you come for me, I want you to know that there's going to be another edition called Cry Baby Wives or Cry Baby Partners that are wives. So today, for the brothers, I want you to just chill, have an open mind, listen to the message, and let's grow together. You know, here on this channel, we want you to, what we're going to be doing is not just pointing out the wrong things that happen. We come up with solutions too. So if you have any tips, if you have any contribution, go ahead and leave it in the comment below. Tell us how we're doing. I want us to grow together. I want us to do this together. Talking about family, marriage, relationship, and everything and anything that can help us be better people and develop ourselves and generally be better people for anybody and everybody around us. So cry baby husbands. Who are these crybaby husbands? You might say, "Ooh, that's that is too much." But honey, yes, it's too much, but that's why we're talking about it today. The people that IPC has classified as crybaby husbands, these are men, husbands with low self-esteem or threatened by the wives and partners' success and lives. Are there people like that in our lives today? Yes, there are so many people like that in our lives today. There's so many people around having this low self-esteem. They could be brothers, they could be sisters, uncles, they could be our husbands, they could even be our parents, our fathers. Some of these people have had these issues. They are low self-esteem. They have low self-esteem, threatened by the lives of their spouse, their wives. Today we're gonna be focusing on the men, but like I promised, our next edition or our next episode is gonna be on the women. So don't think I'm taking side. No, I'm talking about everything family. So the men, the women, the children, sisters, everybody is gonna be included. The goal here is to make us better people and help us live a successful, beautiful life that God has ordained for us to live. So I'm gonna be looking into my book because I jotted out some things. So like I said, crybaby men are people with low men, husbands, brothers, sisters, fathers with low self-esteem, threatened threatened by the success of their wives. That's category. That's my first definition. Another definition of crybaby husbands and crybaby partners. These are men that are easily influenced by their friends and family members, thereby allowing others to dictate to them what happens in their family, what happens in their lives, and what happens around them. These men, they don't have a mind of their own. These men, they don't have a mind of their own. Basically, they try to source for information from their family, from their friends, and from those around them. These ones, they don't have the courage to make a decision and stick by it. So today, I'm gonna be sharing with you ways to identify crybaby husbands or crybaby men. They are everywhere. Like like I said, that you might not have you might not have them in your family, you might not have them in your relationship, but honey, trust me, they're out there in the world. So we want to identify them. If you're a man, if you're a guy, you're not married yet, you should know how to identify and prevent yourself from being a crybaby husband or a crybaby even brother or a boyfriend. The goal is learn these things so that it will help you be a better person. And if you're watching me, if you're a sister, this is time for you to share this video to your husband so that they will know what they're doing wrong and the solution that we have for them to be better people. Number one, how do you identify crybaby husbands? These are men that argue a lot. These are men that argue. You know, they derive pleasure in arguing. They argue with their wives. They argue with their girlfriends. You know, they're in a relationship. Everything is about argument. I thought they said that women are the ones that nag. Honey, trust me, there are men that nag also. Men also nag. Men also argue. So don't think it's only the women that nag or only the women that argue. No, the men also do that. And these are men that I classified as crybaby men. They are always getting into quarrels with their wives. Some arguments, they are there arguing and trying to prove their point. These men, I call them the crybaby men. You know, from Africa, where I grew up from, I've seen men, they have a misunderstanding with their wives. They come up, they tie, they go ahead and tie wrapper. They sit down there. Maybe the wife is busy cooking, taking care of the kids. These men are going to sit down there and they're going to argue with their wives in the presence of their kids, in the presence of their brothers, their relatives, in the presence of their neighbors. You know, the kind of value and how you respect your wife is important, because that's how people are going to address her. That's how people are going to see her. If you come and say your wife is stupid in presence of your kids and in the presence of your brothers and sisters, your mom, your friends or people around you, or even your neighbors, anyhow you address your wife, the way you treat your wife, it's the way people around you are going to treat her. So if you come and argue always with your wife in the presence of everybody, honey, trust me, that's how people are going to address her. That's how they're going to relate to her. So if you want to avoid being a crybaby man or a crybaby brother or whoever, then you have to stop arguing. That is what makes you a man. That is what gives you the control, the ability to step aside, the ability to go and to walk out of argument is what makes you a man, and not you standing there to prove a point. That does not give you the room or the head over your wife. Second point, I want you to know how to identify crybaby men. These are men that are abusers. Oh yes, they are abusers. I mean, you've seen them on social media, you've heard about them in our daily life. These men literally abuse their wives. They abuse their spouse by hitting them, by going ahead and causing injuries to them. These men, that's a red flag. It doesn't just happen when they're married. These things happen even when people are courting. These things happen when people are dating. But women try to shove it off and think, oh, they're going to change when they're married. No, honey, they're not going to change when they're married. These things it will be there. So if you see a man that abuses you when you are in a relationship, you're not yet married, don't think that they're going to change when they are married. No, they're not going to change. So if you see that red flag, you better run for your life. These men, I classify them as crybaby men. They are not man enough. They are not mature enough. They are babies, grown up babies, and they don't have what it takes to be a husband or a man in our lives. Number 3, how do you identify crybaby men? These are men that abused their wives or their spouse verbally. Oh yes, you know, sometimes people can forget what you've done to them, the actions that you took against them. They can forget that, but nobody forgets what you say to them. People hardly forget the things that you say to them. Like I remember my uncle, my very favorite uncle, he used to tell me, you know what, he said, consider words are like egg. When they fall to the ground and they are broken, it's very difficult for you to get them up usually when an egg falls to the ground, is broken, is useless. You can make anything of it again. So that's how words are. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say to people, not just your wife, to anybody around you, because the words that you say to people lingers a lot, lingers in their life. They can forget how you hit them, they can forget anything else, but some people can forget what you said to them. Words are powerful, and that's how God created it. Words are powerful. That's why we are made by the things we say. So if you're a man out there, when you start abusing your wife verbally, you start saying nasty things against your wife or about your wife to other people, start calling them names, it affects their self-esteem. It affects them. Some people, it drives them into depression. So what you say is very important. When you call your wife a witch, when you call your wife names like that, those demeaning names, it affects it affects them, and it causes the way they reciprocate to you. You understand? So verbal abuse in a relationship is very bad. Don't always call people demeaning names. Don't call them names. Don't say things to them that are not nice, because those things are going to stick with them, and that is going to cause a huge problem in your relationship. Mind what you say to your wives. Third thing, what number are we? Number 4 way on how to identify cry baby husbands. These are husbands that they are the first to offend you. Yes, they are the first to offend you, but they are the ones that are running up to their friends to tell their friends, my wife is a bad cook. My wife doesn't do this. My wife doesn't do this. I call them the reporter husbands. They are the ones that are going to report to everybody and anybody about what's happening in their home. These are cry baby husbands. They are quick to lay complaints. They are quick to point accusing fingers. They are quick to say, oh, this is what is happening. This is what this is what my wife did. This is what my girlfriend did. This is what my son or my daughter or somebody in my home. This is what these men, they are usually the men that are quick to complain. Like I said, it's not just about the men. Women have the same faults too, but we are going to talk about that in another video. So stay tuned. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, and share this video so that people in your life will learn from this and change. Number 5, crybaby husbands never see anything wrong with whatever they've done. These are the men that never apologizes. These are the men that don't see anything wrong in what they do. They always think somebody else is responsible, or somebody else is at fault. They are always accused. They always point accusing fingers, expecting others to fix the problem. They forget that they too can have a problem. These are crybaby husbands. When somebody is always saying, "Oh, you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do this," know that person is a crybaby husband. These people, they are there in our lives. They are there in our marriages. They are there in our relationship. You have to try to work with them and work on them to see how they can fix this issue. It's an issue. And you know what? Accidentally, some people are innocent. They don't even know they are doing these things. But that's why you're listening to me today, so that you can educate them on how to be a better version of the persons that we want them to be, or the better version of who they should be. Our 6th point is crybaby husbands are always entitled. Oh my God, these people are so entitled. Oh Lord, you are supposed to do this. You are the wife. You're supposed to do this. I'm the husband. So I am always at the receiving end. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do the dishes. You're supposed to cook. You're supposed to clean the house. It's your job and your responsibility to take care of the kids. You're supposed to do. There are so many things they are just entitled to. They feel like they are the king. I mean, we are not arguing the fact that you are the king of the jungle. We are not saying that you are not in charge. We know that you are in charge, but honey, please, can you show some respect? Can you be humble? Can you just at least give other people the opportunity to breathe? We know that you are in charge. Stop being entitled. Stop thinking, oh, I'm supposed to sit down there for you to serve me food. Why don't you cook the food sometimes? Why don't you just go ahead and do some of these things sometimes? Crybaby husbands, they are very entitled. They are very entitled. So watch out for these men. Crybaby husbands are difficult to please. There's nothing you do that pleases them. These men, oh Lord God, they are the ones that complain a lot that things are not done. Oh, the house is dirty. Oh, this is done. Oh, this is not done. Oh, this is done like this. It's done the right, it's wrong, it's done the wrong way. Too much salt in the food is not tasty, it is too spicy. These are the characteristics of crybaby husbands. So I want you to check around you, and don't, like, with love, try to like encourage these people to change from these behaviors, because this is one of the things that hurt our relationship. These men are very, very difficult to please. These men are very, very difficult to, get the ball rolling in terms of living a peaceable and happy life. They try as much as possible to discredit you whenever something happens. But now we have a solution. We have a solution on how we can solve this problem of crybaby husbands. As a wife, you can help your husband. As a sister, if you find out that your brother is having this kind of attitude, you can actually talk to them and try to see how you can help them be better persons or better versions of themselves. Solution number one: instead of arguing, keep quiet and walk away. Keep quiet. Instead of you arguing with your wife in the presence of your kids, in the presence of your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters, your mom, why don't you just walk away? It gives you the prestige. It gives you it gives you control. That's what it actually does. It gives you control. You might not know it. You mustn't always be heard. There are ways you communicate, not just by talking. So when argument is when there's an argument stirring up, you can just decide to keep quiet and walk away. We know that these women, they can push you to the wall, but the ability to hold fast and hold strong and refuse to come down to their level by arguing with them is what gives you the control, is what makes you the man. Solution number two: instead of hitting your wife, instead of punching your wife, instead of turning your wife to a punching bag, or your girlfriend, or anybody that you somebody, instead of you hitting them, why don't you just go out? If you feel like hitting something, go to the gym, go and hit, go and punch some bags. If you feel like you're so angry, you're so upset, go take a hot shower or cool shower, whichever works for you. Go out there, like listen to music, like pray if you want to. Do something that can help you to cool off. Because when you start hitting, then it's not going to stop. And that becomes a very, very big challenge in your relationship, in your marriage. And I want you to work on that today. Number three solution: instead of verbally abusing your partner, why don't you remember the why? Now, we're going to talk about this in another video. When love fails, why? You remember your why. Instead of saying nasty things about your wife, why don't you remember the reason why you're with this person in the first place? Remember why you made the vow. Remember why you chose to be with this person. There were millions of women out there, but you chose this person for a reason. Remember the why, and focus on those things that you saw the first time that made you love this person. In the middle of an argument, say sweet things. Are there going to be arguments? Yes, there's going to be times that arguments, you're going to argue about something. We mustn't all agree on same thing. But in the middle of an argument, and you think this is going to be a challenge for you, instead, say sweet things. Say sweet things to your partner. Say sweet things to your wife. The Bible says that soft words turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. And you can see that in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1. Say, you soft tone, you soft words. Your wife or your girlfriend is boiling about something, and all of a sudden you start saying, oh honey, your hair is pretty. Oh honey, your lips is pretty. You look so beautiful. If the person was going to say something more hurtful, or the person was so upset and trying to do something nasty, those words would just diffuse the whole thing, and before you know, the whole matter would just dwindle away. So learn to say sweet things even in the midst of arguments. Point number 4, solutions. Instead of reporting to people, are you going to have situations in your home? Yes, because you guys are not siblings. Even siblings have issues. Siblings have times that they fight. Everybody have time that they fight. it happens, if that happens, instead of you running about looking for who to go and talk to, why don't you talk to yourself? Yes, talk to yourself. Ask yourself, what am I doing that is always causing this fuse in my home? What am I doing that is always causing this trouble in my relationship? Talk to yourself. If you talk to yourself and you find out that you don't have answers to it, then talk to God. Yes, talk to God. This marriage is supposed to be about God. Go and pray to God. Go and talk to God about it. Ask God to help you. Man, it is not easy to love somebody that you don't know, that you barely knew for a year, 2 years, but even when you're married for 20 years, 30 years, you still have some times that you have to argue. How many more people are you going to tell? How many more people are you going to go report to? Talk to God. Prayer solves everything. Like we used to say, prayer is the key. Prayer is the solution to every situation. Whatever it is, you can sort it out by praying. But if you pray and it looks like things are not happening, maybe your partner is at that point that they've come to the end of the road, they don't want to listen, they don't want to adhere to whatever is going on, then you can seek counsel. You can seek counsels from you can seek counsel. It depends on who you are. You can seek counsels from, for me, I would prefer to go seek counsel from my pastors. But if you don't have a pastor, you can go seek counsel from marriage counselors or somebody. But it has to be something very, very, very serious for this to even happen. Because why? I think that we are human beings and things happen in our homes. It's not every little thing that happens you're running about going to tell somebody. They too have issues they too have their own issues to deal with. Point number 5, always acknowledge when you have done something. We all can make mistakes. It happens once in a while. It happens. You can make mistake. Always acknowledge it. Don't be so engrossed by the mistake that somebody else have done. Acknowledge when you have done something wrong. I say, you know what, I'm wrong. I talked about apology. If you haven't seen the video about apology, go and watch the video on apology, so you know what to do when you have wronged somebody and you want to correct that. Always acknowledge that you've done something wrong. Work on yourself to improve your relationship. Amos 3:3, the Bible said that can two work together? No, they can't work together except they have agreed to work together. So for people to be able to live in a home, they have to agree that they want to live together. Like I said, prayer is the key. James chapter 5 verse 16. Go ahead and study that. You'll find out that prayer has the solution to all our problems. Tip number 6, solution for getting rid of crybaby husbands and crybaby partner. Drop your ego. Yes, we know you are the man. Nobody is in denial. You are the man. You are the head of the home. Anybody that tries to compete with you, that person possibly doesn't know what she is doing. Every good woman knows that the man is in charge of the home, is the God of the home, is the king of the home. So we know that it's not for you to come and flaunt it in our face and telling us, I am the man of this house. So whatever I say happens, whatever I say stands. How about communication? How about making the other person understand why things should be done in this manner? How about talking to this person, to your wife, and you guys coming to a conclusion, you guys coming to an agreement on why things should be done differently or why things should be done in a certain manner in your home. Drop that ego. The Bible said God resists the proud. It doesn't matter what situation or what you're trying to communicate. When God sees that attitude or attribute of pride in you, God resists that. Even though you're the husband, there's a better way to communicate to your spouse. There's a better way to make your wife understand what you want, and it's not by just shouting. It's not by hitting them. It's not by calling them names. It's not by even saying nasty things about them. It's by being humble, and when the person sees that you are trying to make things work, they're gonna work with you. And my last tip for today is what? Appreciation. Oh, honey, you don't know how much women like to be appreciated. You don't know how much women like to be praised. In fact, women, they grow in praise. Praise is what makes them glow. When you always say, instead of you to say, oh, you didn't cook, there's too much salt in the food, eat the food and say, honey, how about me teaching you how to cook next time? And you know how I cook, I don't eat too much salt. Instead of using this quantity of salt, why don't you use this quantity of salt? There's a better way for you to tell your spouse, to tell your wife that this thing, I don't like it, in love, and she's gonna learn. But if you come out strong, they are going to try to defend themselves, and thereby there's not going to be a headway. Always appreciate people when they do something. When you come back from work and you see that your house is clean, that your wife did it, appreciate it. When you see that your children are well taken care of, appreciate them. These are the things that people put so much effort in. Appreciate the little things. When you appreciate little things, the person will be able to do more. There's an adage in my where I come from that says, when you praise a king for what he has done, for the little things that he has done, he will be able to do more. And even the Bible says it. If the Bible said it in Luke chapter 16 verse 10, say, he that is faithful in little is faithful in much. So if you praise somebody, or if you appreciate somebody for the little things, on seemingly little things that they've done, trust me, they're going to do more. They're going to be encouraged to do more. They're going to be encouraged to go out of their ways to kind of try to please you. They'll be like, oh, I know my husband will appreciate this. I know my husband will like this. I know my husband will say thank you if I do this. So that motivates them to want to do more. That motivates them to want to give everything within their power to ensure that the relationship is working, the marriage is working, the home is in peace. I hope you were able to learn something today from this topic. The essence of this message is not to castigate anybody. It's just for you to identify what you're doing, and I already told you the solution on how to go about it. Quit reporting to people. Guys, you can talk about it. Communicate. You understand? Communicate about these things. And hitting anybody, it's not a wise thing. It's not a good thing to do. Learn to say the right things. Learn to say the right things. You guys can work things together if you can be humble. Talk to your wife in love, and you know that you're gonna have a beautiful relationship when you start practicing some of these things that I've talked about. And for you wives, I have an episode for you. Next time we're going to talk about it. Crybaby wives and crybaby mothers. You would love it. So I want you to stay tuned. Please like our channel, subscribe, share, let people know what we're doing here. Let's grow together. And for all of you that liked and subscribe and shared, I appreciate you. Like I said, we are 20 subscribers strong, and people are viewing the channel. Thank you so very much for all that you do, and I appreciate you. And I pray and I pray for you today that God helps you be a better version of yourself, so you can be able to give into your relationship, so that you can be able to give into your marriage, so you guys can have a peaceable, loving, and happy family and happy relationship. Until I see you next time, it's your girl PC. Here we talk about everything family, everything health, everything relationship. Until I see you next time, have a beautiful day and keep winning in your marriage, in your relationship. Bye.